Hey, I'm David G, and today I'm in Turkey. Wait, scratch that. I'm in Türkiye, Gaziantep to be exact. And many people would call this city the culinary capital of Türkiye. Some might even call it the culinary capital of the world. But at the same time, I've heard from some that the neighboring city of Sanliurfa is also a culinary mecca. So after doing a ton of research and asking a ton of people, I realized that both cities have amazing food. And depending on who you ask, you might get different answers in terms of which city has the best cuisine. Is it the official culinary capital of Gaziantep, or is it the neighboring underdog of Sanliurfa? But since sometimes the only way to really get to know something is to see it firsthand, I've decided to visit both of these cities and check out the food that they have. So let's go see what they've got to eat here. So my first stop over here is at Gazintep, and it's kind of a soup restaurant with a lot of other foods. Though what they have on offer can vary from day to day. Plus it's got a really good reputation for having the highest quality local food. Gazintep is also just a really cool place to visit, with interesting decor all around and very friendly staff. And yeah, let's see what they've got here. It's really quite a unique place to eat, and today they've got all different kinds of vegetarian soup dishes, lots of mezze options, and a few other dishes too. But what really caught my eye is the beyran çorbası, which is a very traditional lamb soup from Gaziantep. Two of this beyran, one spicy for me. Okay, thank you. The spicy version of the beyran was perfectly balanced. And it comes with a good supply of lemon wedges that really add the right tanginess. The master behind the counter serves it piping hot, and for me, that slow-cooked lamb with rice is the perfect match in a soup. And since it's actually most common to eat it for breakfast, I'm happy I got to eat it around lunchtime. Plus, it seems to always come with a nice little glass of a chilled hibiscus drink. That beyran definitely is one of the top 5 soups I've eaten in my entire life. Thank you. Thank you so much. And as is standard in Türkiye, I had a nice tea after my soup. Usually I'm not a huge fan of sugar and hot drinks, but for Turkish tea somehow it just makes sense. Hot. This is künefe, right? What do you need for? Okay, okay. So, two. One. Yeah. Okay, thank you. Plus the küfte looked really good, so I'm gonna give that a try too. I'm a big fan of kebab, which is a very similar dish from the Middle East. And there's really nothing like the slight crunch to fresh Turkish küfte. With the fingers. That's perfect. That beef inside there. Plus the majority of the food they have here is vegetarian, so if you're not into eating meat, then this is the perfect place for you. But I am into eating meat, and you never have to go too far for another great meal in Antep. Right down the street, there's another spot that I just couldn't miss. They serve up a whole different sort of great local specialties. And I feel like I ended up with the best table in the house. I mean, where else can you enjoy your food while watching fresh baklava being made on the floor below you? And now I'm over at Imam Çağdaş Kebab and Baklava. And like the name sounds, they serve kebab and baklava, and I'm about to try some of both. When you order kebab, you get some herbs, peppers, and lemons to go with it. Sweet. And their salad with pomegranate sauce is a great start to a meal. Plus their bread is as fresh as it could be, and it's some of the tastiest bread I've had in Türkiye. This place is pretty popular, but I luckily made it between busy times, so everything came out of the kitchen really fast too. And to drink, I had some ayran. Instead of bringing out a normal glass of it, I got an entire drinking bowl, ladle and all. And then for the meat part, I ordered some classic eggplant kebab and the nazik kebab that the restaurant is famous for. But luckily, when it came time to preparing the eggplant kebab or patlıcan kebabi, the waiter kindly helped out. And with this kebab wrapped in eggplant, there's actually a special way to eat it. Basically, you have to take off the skin because they're kind of burnt, but the rest seems to be cooked to perfection. Boy. Okay. Patlıcan kebabi. And as it turns out, that patlıcan kebabi has a very special way to prepare it. You basically have to take off all the eggplant skins, and although it then becomes delicious and not burnt tasting, it's not as beautiful as it was before. And then this Ali Nazik kebab is also really good. It's got a little bit of a tang from the yogurt. The meat's pretty nice and salty and almost a little bit vinegary. And you could kind of compare it to a Iskender kebab, except for the yogurt is much thinner. And below the yogurt, there's some eggplant, so that lightens it up a little bit more. But even though it's the most popular dish here, I'd probably prefer to eat it during the winter. I'm just not sure how well that yogurt and butter would mix with hot Antep summers. But I have to call it, as far as Turkish kebab goes, those were the two best that I've ever eaten. And some baklava just appeared. This guy's got some tricks. Let's see what he's going to be doing. Yeah.
No.
No.
Yes.
With the hand. Okay. Like this. This baklava is eaten like this, not with a fork and a knife. Important. It's very sweet, but in a really good way. Some of the better baklava I've ever had. I've eaten like a lot of baklava though, so I'm not gonna say it's the best, but it's really good. I've got a few other types of baklava here too. This is the goat of baklava in my opinion. This is my personal favorite. I just know this is sarma, which I believe means mixed in Turkish, but I think that there's a better name to call it by, but everyone understands me when I point and say sarma. But anyway, this stuff is awesome, and it's green like pistachios, which are just the best thing in the world. This one's not overly sweet, which is a little bit hard to find, especially outside of Turkey, I think. It's like nice buttery body, and you can really taste the pistachio. That's the important thing. And then their classic baklava. Let's see. I really wonder how much butter is in each piece of baklava. Pretty good though, not too sweet. And then a different shape of classic baklava. Same as the last classic baklava, just in a different shape. In Gaziantep, or Antep for short, they seem to treat pistachios kind of like water. And it's always a really hard choice here between coffee and tea. Well, usually I just have both, but right now I've got some Turkish coffee. And I take it without sugar. Most people take it with sugar though. Pretty good. You can kind of feel the grounds, but it's kind of an enjoyable thing to drink. But I've only got time for one more meal here in Gaziantep, and it's going to be one that I get for free. Usually it's pretty good advice to not look for a meal at a hotel. Anthony Bourdain even went as far as saying that rule number one of eating in a new country is to get the hell away from the hotel as quickly as possible. But the Hilton Doubletree is proving that wrong with this katmet, kaymak. This is all stuff that goes over the kaymak. I still wonder what makes these olives purple and pink. Local cheeses. All that fresh stuff. And each morning they have a local soup. The yayla çorbası this morning. And the best part about it is that since I've got Hilton Diamond status for 4 days longer, I get this breakfast for free. This place basically just has a huge buffet of local food. So I'll be starting with this soup. And then also eating a salad. That looks really nice, those greens. It comes with some bread on the side and simit. Then a plate of fruit and a little bit of cheese and some olive tapenade there. And a little bit later I'll be eating this kaymak with some fig jam and some honey. And that looks like halloumi with tomato and pepper, local pepper. And then the best thing for sure, and the star jewel of this city, is the katmer. That's pistachio right there in the middle. And you literally can't have a meal without having some chai. 2 chais, 3 chais, 4 chais. But now that I've eaten to my heart's content over here in Gaziantep, it's time to go see what they're cooking up in Sanliurfa. And the best way to get there is in a surprisingly comfortable bus. Türkiye has a pretty robust bus network. You can basically get from any city to any other city on a bus here. And the buses are pretty decent in my opinion. Every bus that I've taken here has this 1-2 seating. So on one side, people can sit alone, and then on the other, you can sit with a partner. So it's 2 seats. There seem to be a number of different websites where you can search through bus schedules and look at seating charts. But when it comes to booking tickets, you usually need a Turkish card to book them online. So an easier way to book tickets is to just go over to the bus station and book them there. As far as I can tell, prices are the exact same at the bus station or online, and you can usually pay with cash or card. But one thing that's probably worth being aware of is that the buses usually don't run exactly on time. In my experience, they will get you there within about an hour of when they say they will, but they won't be right on the dot or anything. And my first stop once I got to Sanliurfa was to check into the hotel. Since my top tier Hilton Diamond status was just about to expire and the Hilton had a pretty good deal, I decided to just stay there again, which meant I'd get free breakfast. But while the breakfast buffet was not nearly as impressive as the one over in Gaziantep, I could already tell that food is important in this city when I asked for restaurant recommendations while checking in.
Go to restaurant right.
Okay, thank you.
This Çulcuoğlu. Ne?
Okay.
Çulcuoğlu.
Burada da tatlı var eksik.
Aynen.
Okay, thanks so much.
You're welcome.
But I arrived to Urfa hungry, and Sherry Urfa seemed like a good option that was nearby. Restaurant?
Restoran evet.
Liver kebab.
Kebap.
Kebab.
Evet buyurun.
Okay, thank you. Teşekkürler. Okay.
Gel. Böyle geç.
Okay.
Okay. I am sorry. Ciğer.
Today no. Okay, which?
Ciğer tost.
Ciğer?
Sorry.
Ah.
Mix kebab 2.
Mixed kebab.
Egg plate and tomato. Chicken shish. Meat shish.
Okay.
Mix kebab.
No. Today.
Ciğer no.
No liver today.
Evet. And the lahmacun.
Lahmacun. Okay, this is for
Mix kebab.
for two people.
Yeah.
Okay. And I've just ordered a few kebabs. So far I've got this salad. They brought out a few sauces, and then a giant jug of ayran. So that tastes pretty good. And it's kind of interesting to try ayran in different parts of Turkey, because they seem to have a different recipe everywhere. Some are thicker, some are thinner, some are a little more sour, some are almost sweet. But overall, I really like the drink. And normally this particular restaurant would also have kind of live music to go with their food. But I'm here almost all by myself today. But before all that meat comes out, I want to give these sauces a little taste so I know what to do with them. This one's kind of got this, let me show you something with a spoon. Kind of almost looks like it's made out of beets or something, but I think it's got cabbage and possibly turnip in it. Ooh, it's sweet. There's definitely some sugar in there. This other one looks milky. Let's see. Okay, there's some chickpeas and maybe some bulgur wheat or rice or something in that. Let's see. It tastes just like the ayran. Not bad, but I wasn't able to really communicate with anyone very well. Even with the communication apps, for some reason, I don't know, it's translating a little bit off, and yeah, we're just not communicating that well. So in the end, I just kind of got a mixed kebab plate, and it seemed to come with all this other stuff. Sometimes it just goes that way when you're traveling, but yeah, I'm looking forward to eating what they have here. It's worth saying that this city is by far the most religious city I've been to in Turkey. Even in Gaziantep, there was kind of a mix of people that, dressed in a religious way, and just facilities for that. But this restaurant actually has its own little prayer area. Teşekkürler. Ayran. And one mixed kebab plate. It's really a lot of stuff on here. But there's these little baby lahmacuns. Lahmacun as they call it in Turkish, I believe. Like nice roasted tomatoes. Same kind of, I think it's patiklan kebab or eggplant filled with kebab that we tried over in Gaziantep. So I'm really interested to see which one's better. Some roasted peppers. It's a special pepper from here. And some more standard kebabs and küfte. First, some salad. Grab a lahmacun there. Let's see. Küfte. Some nice onions with sumac on it to put over all the different stuff. Oh, interesting. This eggplant. It's actually not a kebab eggplant. It's just grilled eggplant, it looks like. Okay. Looks like the kebab just fell out. This is that Urfa pepper. I'm gonna give this a try before anything else. Let's see. Got a little kick to it. Chicken wings. And some standard Turkish kebab. Interestingly, there are no knives in this restaurant, so I'll be eating with this fork and I guess my hands. And of course this beautiful lavash here. Let's start with some of the regular kebab. Salty. I need some onion. Shish. Looks like they got both beef and chicken shish kebab here. The beef is a little on the tough side, but the chicken's really nice and smooth. The spice is the same. Cooked just a little bit overcooked from yesterday, maybe. Sorry about that, Tip. Just winning the cooked battle here. Just taste this lakmatsu without anything on it. A wheat tortilla chip. These chicken wings are nothing to write home about. Well, you know, I like chicken wings. Just tossed a bunch of kebab in there. You know, with the fingers, since they don't give you a knife. Yes, I washed my hands first. Yesterday. Thanks to Antep, I learned how to make this. Let's give it a try. Eggplant kebab is decent. So I finished the plate, but I've got to say, in this competition, Antep is really winning. But I should add that my original intention coming to this place was to eat liver kebab, which they're out of today, unfortunately. Liver kebab is really the specialty, so I'll be searching for another restaurant that will have some liver kebab. But this is just the first restaurant I'm trying over here in Sanliurfa, so let's go out and see what else there is here. And with a little time before dark, I decided to climb to the nearby castle before eating anything else. The views of the city at dusk are something out of this world from up there. And regardless of what else I find to eat, this city really has a special feeling to it. There's this sense of history in the streets that you don't find everywhere. And before Urfa was part of modern-day Türkiye, it was known as Edessa. But now I'm a little bit hungry again, and after all that savory food, I'm looking to try out something sweet. So now I'm headed over to the rightfully named Edessa Kadayif to try out their legendary kunafa. And Gaziantep definitely hit the spot with their baklava and other pistachio-based things, but I'm really interested to see what they have over here in Sanliurfa. Künefe is one of my favorite desserts of all time, and the Turkish rendition of it is pretty simple. Kadayif, which is those mounds that look similar to vermicelli, gets some perfectly chewy cheese stuffed inside of it and add some sweet syrup and pistachios, and that's about it. Plus at Edessa, everything is made on the spot as fresh as could be, and you can watch the masters prepare your dessert. This kunafa looks so freaking good, I just can't wait to try it, so I'm gonna try it. Whoa. Down. Pistachio, cheese, crunchiness, and just a little bit sweet. This is the perfect dessert. I found it. And a trip to Sanliurfa is not complete without a trip to the world's oldest temple of Göbekli Tepe. But I'll be covering my experience there in another video. And one effective way, perhaps even the best way to find great food is to ask a taxi driver where they would recommend that you eat. But it turned out in this case that the hotel receptionist had recommended the exact same restaurant. Hoşça kal. Thank you. Chul Kojlu. But yeah, my Turkish is non-existent. Anyway, this place has a lot of cool stuff, including liver kebab, except right now they're out of liver kebab, and that seems to be a common trend in this city, that everybody buys the liver kebab before I get to the restaurant. So I'll keep searching for that liver kebab. The guy working here did recommend that I come back at night and they might have more. But they still have some other local Urfa food, so I'll be giving a lot of different things a try here. But I got the brilliant idea to put the coriander in my soup. Then I asked the waitress after the fact if that's exactly how you eat the soup, and she said, no, that's completely wrong. She actually just brought me another soup along with some oregano-looking stuff. So I'm going to give that a try. Let's see. It's like a super light yogurt soup, cold soup, with some barley in it and oregano. Pretty simple. And then Sanliurfa is said to be the place where this was invented. the shig kofta, which you might or might not have heard of. It's a Bulgar wheat-based cold dish that's super good. It's a little bit spicy, or sometimes it's a lot spicy depending on what you ask for. And then it's usually served with some vegetables just like that. Shig kofta. And oh my god, they brought out so much food. Got some Urfa kebab, and I got this other chicken kebab type thing right here. Looks a little bit spicy. And then that shig kofta is amazing. And they brought out this awesome spicy sauce for it. And the radishes they have in this part of the world, a little bit random, but they are so good. Turnips. This is almost like a Turkish version of kimchi. It's actually not that spicy, but it's super full of flavor. Really does have some similarities to kimchi though. A little bit of a fermented thing going on. And with the shig kofta, shig kufta, it's amazing. Lemon on there. I am so glad I asked the taxi driver about this place, because if I'd only gone to Urfa yesterday, Gaziantep would definitely win this battle by far. But now, Sanliurfa's, they're getting some points here. Meat. Delicious. Like a perfect spice. Pepper from here. Let's check it out. Combination of smokiness, sweetness, and pretty spicy. A lot spicy. Oh man. The pepper builds up, so a little bit of yogurt soup time. Just grab a piece of mint with that. That's what grilled meat's supposed to look like. And kebab number 2. It's really amazing that this place can do a vegetarian dish like shig kofta to such perfection, and then their meats are also done completely to perfection. So far this meal is like a complete 10 out of 10, amazing. One of the best meals I've had in Türkiye, though I've had some good ones already, especially in Gaziantep. The other kebab's pretty good, but this is my favorite. That meal was just amazing, but the really cool thing is that this place also has baklava, so I just ordered a bunch of it and I'm really looking forward to that. And their baklava was really tasty. Plus, the whole experience I had over at this restaurant was very similar to the experience I had at Imam Çağdaş over in Gaziantep. But that was a really big meal. And even though I'm from Atlanta, Georgia, I rarely drink Coca-Cola. But I did learn in Mexico that it can be used as la medicina when you're mixing tons of different foods. It seems to taste a little bit different in every country. This restaurant was really, really, really good, but they didn't have liver kebab, so I've got to keep searching for that because that's one of the main things I came to Sanliurfa for. So before my time runs out here, let's go see if we can find some liver kebab. Merhaba. Closed. And I've searched the city wide and far for liver kebab, and I've not been able to find it. And my time is coming to an end. I've got to go to the airport, so it looks like we're gonna have to do this without liver kebab. But which city's got the better food in the end? Gaziantep or Sanliurfa? Well, the truth is they both got great food. But even though both cities have great food, we can't have two winners. And for me, the massive variety of food in Gaziantep and the high quality of everything that I ate makes Gaziantep the winner. But Sanliurfa's got great food too. And honestly, if I were comparing it to almost any other city, Sanliurfa would win. But the truth is, both cities have amazing food and everybody should come eat in both of them. So I hope I gave you a good idea about what food these two Turkish cities have to offer. And if I did, then make sure to give this video a like and subscribe to my channel for a ton more travel videos. Thank you so much for watching this video, and I hope it gave you a good idea on what you can eat in this southern part of Türkiye.